Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yesterday, though we saw some corrections in the US market, but futures in the today morning are quite strong. Even Asian markets are seeing positive trend, and this is all driven by various news, wherein Trump and Putin has agreed for Ukraine talk, and the CPI inflation which came in the US are comparatively higher, uh, whereas the expectation was 2.9% growth of inflation, but it has came at 3%, which has pushed the interest rate decline by almost around uh, 2-3 meetings. Earlier, the expectation was that the US now will cut interest rate in June, but now post this inflation figure that has moved to September, so indicating that whatever the interest rate cut has happened, and now at least for next 6 to 7 months there will not be any interest rate cut. Apart from that, even if we see Indian inflation figure has come, and that has come lower than expected at 4.3% versus last month 4.5%. We had seen already RBI cutting interest rate by 0.25%, and this lower inflation can trigger one more cut in the next meeting. Uh, Commodities are showing a mixed trend, wherein aluminum is flat, copper is up by around 0.5%, whereas oil has come off sharply by around $2, considering that the war scenario can cool off and the supply from the Russia can start. And on the other hand, the iron ore and steel will remain flat. So, seems like more of a positive day can happen in today's trade. Uh, I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. See, yesterday Nifty again touched important support zone, that is 22,800, and smartly bounced back that rally and managed to sustain closing about 23,000. We closely watch if Nifty today is close about 23,100 in closing basis, then we expect further up move towards 23 to 40 and 23 to 40 and 23,400 in upside. Downside major support place around 22,970, and below that 22,900 is the next immediate support for Nifty. Today we expect some flattish open positive side. We closely watch if first half an hour if Nifty sustain the 23,100, then we expect further rally towards upward 23,400 in range. Bank Nifty yesterday given a good rally in bottom, and again trading above the important support zone, and next immediate intraday resistance place around 50,000. Above that we expect some sharp up move towards 50,500 and 50,800 and upside. Downside major support place around 49,400, and below that 49,200 is a major support zone for Bank Nifty. The both index we expect some flattish to positive open, and we closely watch first half and both indexes break important range, then we expect further rally. Stock specific, Ashok Leyland looks positive at current level. Adani Enterprises also showing us some positive momentum last 2 4 trading sessions. We expect above 2370, then we expect upward move towards 2500. Second, Bajaj Finserv also looks positive at current level. We expect some positive momentum to be continued towards 1870, 1900 in upside. A downside 1760, 1750 is a major support for Bajaj Finserv. Negative side, delivery break the important support zone and trade below that. Glenmark Pharma also looks some weakness in last few trading sessions. There is weakness to be continued. BL also trading near the downside important support zone below that. That is 260, and yesterday closed below that. So we expect some pressure in BL continue at downside. Second, Cipla also struggle to break the immediate resistance, that is 1470, and last 3 trading session trading below that range. We expect below 1440 next downside level around 1400 in downside for Cipla. That's it for technical derivative Gagan and Kara.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas. On the derivative front, looking at the overall positions, yesterday 23,000 level was broken and some bounce back came in as expected, but we are seeing a lot of calls being built up around this 23,000, 23,100, 23,200 strikes. And that is a bit negative. However, the PCR at 23,000 strike continues to be above 1. Importantly, highest put built up zone has shifted downwards from 23,000 to 22,500, which means the support is shifting lower, which is a negative. And if again 23,000 level is broken today on the futures, we might see further selling which can come in, and that can be a negative. Along with this, open interest has risen as well, so shorts have been built in, and we have seen VIX also going above 15 in intraday. Yesterday it closed just below the 15 levels. So all in all, these are some negative signs, and the stop loss for long should be around 22,950 odd, and if that is probably broken on the futures, you might see some pain coming in again. So look out for the same. Yeah. From the stock specific front, nothing as such at this point. We'll see as the market moves on. Yeah. So that's it from my side. Like to ask the fundamental team to take over, please.
Good morning. On the result front, PN Gadgil Jewellers posted the result. Result has improved for the quarter with revenue growth of around 24% and EBITDA margin reported at 5% versus 4.7% in the same quarter last year. The stock is trading at a PE of 22 times to quarter 3 annualized EPS. We will provide the outlook post the con call. On the chemical side, Privi Specialty and Finotix Chemical both has reported the numbers. The numbers were okay. Privi Specialty revenue grew by around 22% on a YY basis. And it has seen a sequential degrowth of around 8%. In terms of volumes, there was a marginal decline in volumes on a sequential basis, that is 3%, while there was a 27% growth on YOY basis. On EBITDA margin, it has seen the uptick at 23.7%, 7% versus 22.3% in the same quarter last year. On PAT level, it has seen a growth of 54% on a YY basis. The stock is trading at a PE of 28 times to FY26 earnings. Finotix Chemicals revenue has seen the degrowth of around 9%. On a YY basis, there was order postponements by few customers that led to the low volumes for the quarter. Also, it has witnessed soft demand for FMCG, while textile segment has done well. due to 150 basis point contraction in operating margins on a YY basis. It has seen the decline in overall PAT as well, at around which reported at around 27.6 crore. The stock is trading at a PE of 18 times to FY26 earnings. We are positive on both the stocks, and we will provide further update from the con calls. Yesterday, Asian Chemical Industries hosted the con call. On the result front, it has posted below expectations number, mainly for top line, which degrew by around 41% on a YY basis, while it has seen a flat growth on a sequential basis. In the con call, the management highlighted that there was a steady volume growth in bromine and industrial salt, and there was a slight increase in the prices of both. And Industrial salt continue to dominate the product mix with 60% revenue contribution, and bromine was at 40% with limited contribution from the sulfate of potash product. Overall performance is mainly impacted due to logistics issue and overall slowdown in chemical space. The management is bullish on all the business aspects. The bromine production is expected in the range of 20 to 25,000 metric tons in FY26, where 25% captive consumption is expected. It has seen the ramp up in bromine derivatives plant, which expects meaningful contribution in FY26. Also, clear brine fluids trials are ongoing. On the industrial salt side, it expects quarterly run rate of 1 to 1.2 million production. The management is focusing on debt-free strategy for its investment in expansion and has guided for double-digit revenue growth in FY26. Additionally, we are positive on the company's progress on segments such as semiconductors and energy storage expansion. We remain positive on the stock, where stock is currently available at 13 times to FY26 earnings. Thank you.
Good morning. News update on Kotak Mahindra Bank. The RBI has yesterday lifted the restrictions on the bank, allowing it to issue new credit cards and onboard new customers through its website and mobile app, nearly 10 months after an embargo was imposed on it. So this is positive for the bank. Yesterday, Power Finance Corporation posted its results. Results were broadly in line with expectations. NII grew by 12.9% year on year. Profits grew by 23% year on year. Asset quality improved. GNPA came at 2.6%. And NNPA came at 0.71%. The consolidated loan book stood at 10.7 lakh crore, stood at 12% year on year. PFC's foreign currency portfolio is about $9 billion. The management stated in the con call that PFC's disbursement typically ramps up in the last quarter of the financial year, with 37% of total disbursement projected for Q4. To further develop a renewable energy portfolio, they recently signed the largest green loan agreement facilitated by Japan Bank of International Cooperation. PFC holds around a 12% stake in KSK Mahanadi project, and the company sanctioned rupees 2.52 lakh crore, allocating 62% for generation, 16% for distribution, 7% for transmission, and 9% for infrastructure. Distribution remains the largest segment for disbursement this quarter, accounting for about 60%, while transmission and infrastructure contribute 7% and 4%. In the next quarter, disbursement will be majorly on distribution side and followed by the generation side. The management given guidance of AUM or loan growth to be 12 to 13%. So this is the outlook for the stock is positive. The stock is trading at PE of 6.6 times FY26 EPS and 1.4 times trailing price to book value ratio. Thank you.
Good morning. Ashok Leyland posted the result above expectations. Its revenue and EBITDA grew on both quarter-on-quarter and year-on-year basis. EBITDA margin came at 12.8% versus expectations of 12%. Company's PAT is above expectations, and stock is currently trading at P of 18.3 times FY26 EPS. We attended Ashok Leyland con call, so company expects full year industry volume to be flat or slightly positive, and FY26 is expected to be a growth year. In MHCV, the market share target is 35% in the medium term. Currently, market share is 30%. In LCV, the market share in the 2 to 4 ton segment is expected to reach 20% from 18.5% in the short term and 25% in the medium term. The demand outlook for buses remains strong for at least the next 2 years, with an order book of 4,000 plus buses to be delivered over the next 6 to 8 months. The EBITDA margin aim is to achieve mid-teen levels, like 13 to 15% in the medium term, focusing on higher margin products such as tipper, multi-axle vehicle, and export models. So the overall outlook for Ashok Leyland is positive. Thank you.
Good morning. We attended the con call of Steel Authority of India Limited yesterday. The company aims to achieve a sales target of 5 million tons in quarter 4, with 1.57 million tons already sold up to January. In quarter 3, sales volume was 4.4 million tons, so a growth of around 13.6% is expected in quarter 4. The imported coal price in quarter 3 was 20,000 per ton and is expected to decline further by 1,000 in quarter 4. The blend cost of coal in quarter 3 was around 2,600, which has already decreased to 19,200 in quarter 4. The capex target for FY25 is 5,700 crores, with 1,800 crores planned for the next 3 months. Expansion related to capex will begin in FY26 with an estimated investment of 7,500 crores. Steel prices have declined consistently, impacting revenue with a drop of 800 per ton from 5,500 in Q2 to 49,700. The steel prices have been declining, impacting both revenue and profitability. Our outlook is neutral on the stock. Thank you.
Yeah, apart from this, Globus Spirit result though was flattish, but management has indicated that the outlook is positive, especially driven by the recent corrections in the maize and broken rice prices. And also, the Food Corporation of India will be starting sale of the rice at lower prices for manufacturing of ethanol. So, government has indicated that Food Corporation of India will be selling rice at 22.5 rupees, and the OMC will be purchasing ethanol made from that at 58.5, which will generate good margins for the companies which will be manufacturing that ethanol. On the other hand, the impact of that has happened on the open market prices of rice and corn, which are used to manufacture ethanol. Apart from that, the major contributor of their revenue of around 80-85% in country liquor from Rajasthan has given them price increase of around 4.35%. That will be starting from 1st April, and that can support or improve the realization and margins for the company in country liquor segment. And apart from that, the premium category, where in IMFL they have their own brands, has done exceedingly well in growth, and the revenue came in at around 48 crores, which was almost double the revenue of the last quarter. And earlier, company was indicating the revenue target of around 100 crore in the current year. Most likely they will exceed that. And next year they can reach to run rate of around 200 crore by the year end. So overall outlook seems positive for the Globus Spirit. That's all from us. Now I'll request commodity team to take up from here.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So in today's session, already prices in gold and silver witnessed a recovery yesterday and have opened gap up here. So the buying momentum could continue. However, in gold, one can um expect a resistance around 86,000. So for trading purpose, one can strictly sell around 86,000 and maintain a stop loss of 86 200. Again, on downside, it is expected to test 85 500, 85 400. So for trading purpose, one can also initiate a buy around 85 400 with a stop loss of 85 100. And in silver, one can buy on dips around 95,000 with a stop loss of 94 300. On upside, again 96 500 is the level where one can book profits, wherein metals, copper, one can buy around 860 with a stop loss of 855. On upside, again 870 is the resistance area, so profit booking expected around 868 870. Zinc also, one can initiate a buy around 268 with a stop loss of 266. On upside, 271 is the area where one can book profits. Crude oil prices have opened gap down and expected to test 6100 on downside. So for a pullback, one can buy around 6100 with a stop loss of 6050. Again, on upside, 6200, prices are expected to witness the selling pressure. So one can also sell around 6220 with a stop loss of 6280. And in natural gas, we are expecting prices to test 325, 330 on upside. So buying on dips around 310 is recommended with a stop loss of 300. So all in all, natural gas, one can initiate a buy on dip strategy. That's it from us. Thank you very much.